what are your thoughts on, I guess, university and I guess college is what you call it in the States, right? Because I didn't graduate. My wife has a PhD and she has a very different type of work. So, opposites attracts perhaps. I know that you did political science because you said it was like the easiest thing that you could think of doing. So what are your views on, I guess, formal education?
I think for some people it's amazing, but the far majority, it's listening to the call of someone else. It's listening to how someone else believes you should live your life. It's listening to the frame that they are putting you in, the box they're putting you in. And if people were really honest with themselves and they really sat with themselves, they would understand that that frame isn't correct for them. Even if they like the topic of political science or psychology, what if you interviewed the people in psychology or political science that were actually interesting to you? What if I've learned more in the past 3 years by virtue of doing the podcast about entrepreneurship, about psychology, about mindfulness, about life than I have in any years of my life. And the reason for that is I'm creating my own education. Similar to how Joe Rogan discusses how he makes his own education by virtue of doing the podcast, I feel the exact same way. And when we are interested in our teachers, we then actually learn the information better. So I think the system is set up in a way that kind of represses people, that doesn't bring out their own unique gifts and puts them in a frame that is not their own, puts them in a frame of other people.
Yeah, I think education is being essentially replaced by online learning and podcasts and courses. And that's why it's so great to see you, distilling everything you've learned over the past couple of years into a comprehensive guide for people that want to interview, whether you're a podcaster or a journalist or whatever, really. Just tell us a little bit about the artofinterviewing.com.
Yeah, so artofinterviewing.com is about how do I take all the lessons and learnings I've spent 3,000 hours trying to understand human beings and trying to understand how do interviews work and how do podcasts work and what makes for the best podcasts and conversations and how do people ask questions and which are the best questions and how do we get the most out of everything? And what I've realized in this study is this is not about interviewing. This is not about podcasting. This is about speaking to people. This is about connecting with people. This is about learning from people around you and making the most out of every moment. Because think about this. If you ask, how is your day doing? Well, that's a different question than what are the three greatest things that happened to you this week? Right? You're going to get a completely different response just based on that one simple tweak. It's the same question, but framed differently, you're going to get a different answer. And to me, that's so exciting because you're opening up the scope of what's possible in your day-to-day interactions. You're opening up reality for the other person and for yourself. And questions are so powerful and they're at the heart of everything that happens in your own life and in other people's lives. So because of that, I said to myself, I've learned a lot by virtue of doing 400 plus interviews. Why don't I just put this all into a resource to help people live better lives?